Under cyclic properties, we first define what we call as the cyclic quadrilateral. Now, what is a cyclic quadrilateral? Any quadrilateral whose vertices lie on a circle is called a cyclic quadrilateral. For example, if you look at this quadrilateral ABCD, okay, this is not any special quadrilateral. This is not a rectangle. This is not a trapezium. Okay, this is a general quadrilateral with four sides. If you look at the four vertices A, B, C, and D, if you see these vertices, they all lie on a circle. This vertex A lies on a circle, B, C, and D. All of them, they lie on a circle. If such is the case, if all the four vertices lie on the same circle, remember the keyword is same. If all the four vertices of a quadrilateral lie on the same circle, then it is called a cyclic quadrilateral. So in this figure, if you see ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. See, ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. Okay, ABCD is called a cyclic quadrilateral because all the four vertices lie on the circle, on the same circle. Okay. Also, what you must know is that if ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral, then the points A, B, C, and D are called concyclic points. A, B, C, and D are called concyclic points. Concyclic points means these points are on the same circle. Okay. Or you can state alternatively as saying that there is exactly one circle passing through A, B, C, and D. Okay. So whether I say A, B, C, and D are concyclic points, or whether I say there is exactly one circle passing through A, B, C, and D are the both the same things. Okay. So concyclic. Con in English means same. And cyclic, is related to cycle, related to circle. Okay. So that is what concyclic points means. We come to the first theorem under um, cyclic properties. The first theorem here is that if ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral, then the sum of a pair of opposite angles of the cyclic quadrilateral is 180-degree. What does this theorem mean? Suppose this is any cyclic quadrilateral. Okay, so given to you is that ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. Okay, then according to this theorem, once you know that ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral, you can conclude that the opposite angle, the sum of the opposite angles must be 180 degree. That is, the sum of these two red angles and the sum of these two blue angles, these two opposite angles of the cyclic quadrilateral, the sum of these two angles must be 180 degrees. That is, we can write angle A plus angle C must be equal to 180 degree, and we can write angle B plus angle D must be equal to 180 degree. Okay, that is what this theorem means. The converse of this theorem is also holds. Now, what is the converse of this theorem? Not very important as far as the examination is concerned, but yet you can know the converse, that if I give you any cyclic, any quadrilateral, not cyclic, but if I, in fact, if I give you any quadrilateral, if I give you any quadrilateral ABCD, and additionally, what I give you is that the sum of opposite angles is 180 degree. That you know that the sum of these two right angles is 180 degree, and the sum of these two blue angles is 180 degree. So what are the pieces of information given? ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral, is a quadrilateral, not cyclic. ABCD is any quadrilateral given to you. Also given to you is that angle A plus angle C is equal to 180 degree, and angle B plus angle D must be equal to 180 degree. If these two pieces of information are given to you, then you can conclude that ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. Or you can say that there is exactly one circle passing through the points A, B, C, and D. Okay, either you can say ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral, or you can say the points A, B, C, and D are concyclic, or you can say that there is exactly one circle passing through A, B, C, and D. Okay, so the converse also holds. So what is the difference between these two, the theorem and its converse? You see, in the converse, in the theorem, it was given to you that ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. Okay, but in the converse, it is not given to you that it is a cyclic quadrilateral. In fact, it is given to you that ABCD is any quadrilateral, not exactly cyclic. But an additional piece of information is given to you in the converse. And what is that information? That the opposite angles of that quadrilateral are 180 degree. It is additionally given to you that the opposite angles of that quadrilateral, the sum of the opposite angles of that quadrilateral is 180 degree. Then you concluded that ABCD must be a cyclic quadrilateral. This is our conclusion. Okay. So in the first theorem, it was given, in the theorem itself, it was given that ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. In the second theorem, in the converse, in fact, we are concluding that ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. Okay. So that is the difference. Okay. So this was the fourth theorem. In fact, I've given it theorem number 4 because this is a continuity of the chapter on circles. Okay, and I think I've given you an example here also. Okay, look at this example. Look at this example. This problem that I have given you. Who is the center of this circle given to you? This AB is a chord that passes through the center, and therefore it becomes the diameter of the circle. Let's call it AB. So here this angle is given to you as X. This angle is given to you as 25 degree. These points are given to you as C and D. Okay. The question here is find the value of X. So how will you find X? See that ABC, as I told you, AB is the diameter of a circle. So therefore, this angle becomes 90 degree because this is the angle in a semicircle. Okay. Now, once you get this angle, you can find out this angle in this triangle ACB. Okay, which is 180 minus 90 minus 25 because sum of interior angles of a triangle is 180 degree. Okay, so which comes to 65 degree. Okay, now once you have found out, now you see that this X and this red angle here, which I found out to be 65 degree, these two are the opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral. So therefore, the sum of these two angles must be 180 degree. So therefore, what should be the value of this angle X? It should be 180 minus 65. So that is how we find out. Okay. So how will you write? First you will write angle ACB is equal to 90 degree because angle in a semicircle is the right angle. Okay. Now we proceed to find out the 65-degree angle here that we have found out. We write in triangle ACB, angle CAB, which is given to you as 25 degree, plus angle ACB, which we have shown above to be 90 degree because it is angle in a semicircle, plus angle ABC, the angle which we need to find out is equal to 180. So this is 25 plus 90 plus angle ABC equal to 180. That means angle ABC is 180 minus 90 minus 25, which comes to 65 degree. Okay, so which we have already, which I have just shown you here, how we are getting 65 degree. This is the way of writing. We are getting 65 degree. Now what? Now you see that this 65 degree and this unknown angle X are opposite angles of the cyclic quadrilateral. Which is the cyclic quadrilateral? ABCD. So we write ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. You see all the vertices of ABCD are lie on a circle. So therefore ABCD must be a cyclic quadrilateral. Therefore sum of the opposite angles must be 180 degree, or some of the we also sometimes say sum of the opposite angles is supplementary. Okay, supplementary means 180 degree. So angle we write since ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral, we write angle ABC, or let's ABC, okay, plus the X, the angle X. You can either write ADC or you can simply write X. Angle ADC equal to 180 degree, and you will give your reason because sum of opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral is 180 degree. So what is the angle ABC we just found out? We found out ABC to be 65 degree. You put it. ADC is x, so 180. So therefore, x is 180 minus 65, which is 115 degree. Any questions? No questions? Then we proceed to the example of the converse of this theorem. Okay. Now look here in this example, you have okay. Now this is not an example. This is just the converse of this theorem, which I've shown you with the help of an example. Fine. Then we proceed to the next theorem. This theorem is also an important, very important theorem. That is, it states that if ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral, that means a cyclic quadrilateral is already given to you. It states that if ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral, then then the exterior angle of the cyclic quadrilateral must be equal to the interior opposite angle, must be equal to its interior opposite angle. Now what does it mean? Let's see what it means. ABCD is given to you as a cyclic quadrilateral. So given ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral, okay. According to this theorem, if it is given to you that ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral, then you can conclude that the exterior angle, which one is the exterior angle? This one. This red angle is the exterior angle. The exterior angle is equal to its interior opposite angle. So which one is the interior opposite angle? So the interior angle, this is the exterior angle of the cyclic quadrilateral. This must be your interior opposite angle. Because if you see which is the interior angle of this quadrilateral corresponding to exterior angle given, this blue angle here is the exterior angle corresponding to the red exterior angle, and opposite to this blue angle is your this red angle. So therefore these two angles must be equal. Suppose if I give you another if I what I do is I extend this line BC, say in this manner. I extend this line BC, then this becomes another exterior angle. This angle becomes another exterior angle. And which one is the interior opposite angle? This one is the interior opposite angle. Because if you see this angle here, the interior angle corresponding to the exterior angle, which is represented by green color, is this angle, right? And opposite to this is this. So therefore, these two must be equal. Okay. Similarly, for this, if you have this as your exterior angle, this red angle given to you as your exterior angle, this one, its corresponding interior angle is this blue angle, this one. And which is the angle opposite to this blue angle? This one. Therefore, these two must be equal. Okay. This is how we decide. Okay. Which one is the interior opposite angle? Any question related to this interior opposite angle?
No, sir. No, sir.
Then we demonstrate this with the help of an example. Then I will come to the converse of this. The converse of this theorem is also true. But before going to the converse, let us do one example here. O is given to be the center of the circle. This angle here is given to be 80 degree. C, and this point is given to be your E. Okay, and this angle here, is given to be X, which you need to find. How will I find this angle X? Okay, it is only given that O is the center of the circle. How will I find X? And of course, whatever information that 80-degree angle is given to. How will you find out X? See that the 80-degree angle that is given to you is the exterior angle of the cyclic quadrilateral ABCD, isn't it? This 80-degree angle here is the exterior angle of the cyclic quadrilateral ABCD. That means if this is the exterior angle, it must be equal to the interior opposite angle. And which is the interior opposite angle? This one. So this must also be 80. Okay. Now once we have found out this to be 80, if you see this 80 degree that I have marked, this angle is actually is the angle subtended by which arc? BD at the on the circle. This arc BD on the circle. So it must be double the angle, double of this angle, and not double, in fact half of this angle. So this angle must be 80 into 2, which is 160. And therefore what should be X? X should be 360 minus 160. Okay, so that is what we write here. We start by saying ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. Therefore, angle DCE is equal to angle BAD is equal to 80 degree. Why? Because the exterior angle is equal to interior opposite angle in a cyclic quadrilateral. Okay. So once we have found out this angle to be 80 degree, we will now find this angle here, the angle at O. We will write angle BOD is equal to twice of angle BAD. Why? Because angle subtended by an arc at the center is double the angle subtended by it on the remaining part of the circle. So this is 2 into 80, which is 160 degree. So what should be the value of x? What is x first of all? X is nothing but reflex angle BOD. X must be equal to 360 minus 160, which is equal to 200 degree, because one complete angle is 360 degree. So this is how you find out x. Any question till this part? Any part of this question which you could not understand? Cyclic properties are actually easier than the angle property that we did. So shouldn't have much problem. Tell me if you have any problem in this question. Okay. So we proceed to the converse of this and we stop here for today. The converse of this states that if any quadrilateral is given to you in which the exterior angle is equal to its interior opposite angle, then we can say that the quadrilateral is a cyclic quadrilateral. Let us say that and let us say that ABCD is any quadrilateral given to you. Okay. Additionally, it is given to you that ABCD is a quad. Not only that ABCD is any quadrilateral. Additionally, it is given to you that the exterior angle of this quadrilateral is equal to its interior opposite angle. Any one. Okay. Either this, or you can extend this B also. Okay. And it may, or other, if the red angles are not given to be equal, even if these blue angles are given to be equal, they okay, then also you can say that the exterior angle of the cyclic quadrilateral is equal to its interior opposite angle. That means it is given to you here that angle DCE is equal to angle BAD. Okay. Then your conclusion will be that ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. Or you can say points A, B, C, and D are concyclic. Okay. Or what you can also say is that there is exactly one circle passing through A, B, C, and D. There is exactly one circle passing through A, B, C, and D. Okay. So just like theorem 4, the theorem that we discussed earlier, this is the converse also here is almost the same, wherein it in the actual theorem here, theorem 5 here, it was given to you that ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral, and you concluded that the exterior angle is equal to the interior opposite angle. But here it is given to you that ABCD is any quadrilateral in which the exterior angle is equal to the sum of its interior opposite angle. Then your conclusion here was that ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. So again, in the actual theorem, it is not given that it is given to you that ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral, and you concluded here What was your conclusion here? Your conclusion here was that angle DCE, let us say, let's say CBE, the red angles, angle CBE is equal to angle ADC. That is what you concluded. Okay. But in the converse, it was given to you that these two angles are equal. And you concluded that ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral in the converse of this theorem. So it was given this is any quadrilateral in which the exterior angle is equal to the sum of its interior opposite angle. And you concluded that ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. So that is the basic difference. So I stop here for